Hello and welcome to another episode of RK Fishing. Today's episode is a very special episode dedicated to the Fly Club. We went up on a trip to Thrift Dam up in the Winterberg mountain range to do some fly fishing for trout. Hope you all enjoy.
The day started pretty early. We got up at 4:30 in the morning, loaded all the gear into the buggies. We all met outside the THRIFT department, where we did one final packing and check before we hit the road. We were all super keen to get the lines wet. We made one final stop in the petrol station in Jarkostad just to fuel up the buggies and grab a few snacks. It was then a long 2.5 hour drive up through the game reserve and into the Winterberg mountain range. Once we saw the dam ahead, we were really now excited. We were itching to get the lines in the water. However, we weren't prepared for what was coming next. The wind was super bad. We were really struggling to get the lines in the water. We eventually just walked further down. We found this nice cool creek. We went for a little walk just to go and investigate. We found a pretty cool waterfall and we got a few shots of that. We then called it a morning, took the rods back inside, had a couple of snacks to refuel, and we chatted about the game plan for the rest of the afternoon. It wasn't until 2:30 when we decided to go back out, when the wind had finally calmed down and we were able to get the lines in the water. Late in the afternoon, around 4, Chris Taylor managed to hook into his first fish, and he managed to land 3 in that afternoon, followed by Farthing hooking his first fish from the kayak in the middle of the dam. Just before the sunset, I noticed a few fish rising further up the dam, so I decided to chase after them. Once the sun set, it got really cold, so we all just sat around the fire trying to keep warm. That night I was the dedicated braai master. I cooked up everyone's meat and we had a lekker braai. The next morning I decided to get up at the crack of dawn to see if I couldn't go and land a fish on dry fly. However, the fish just weren't cooperating and they weren't taking the fly. Eventually, the cold got to me, so I decided to walk back and make myself a nice warm cup of coffee. One of the guys left their phones and managed to get a really nice time lapse of the sunrise. Since Chris Taylor was nailing all the fish the previous day on the dam wall, that's where I decided to start fishing. However, I didn't have too much luck. I was completely oblivious to what was going on the other side of the dam. David Blenke hooked into a monster of a 3.8 kilo trout, followed by Matthew Lunny later that afternoon, landing his first trout. Once again in the evening it got really cold, so we all sat around the fire. The next morning it was Christian, the chairman, who managed to hook up into his first fish. That afternoon I walked up with some of the other guys for a hike to go and look for some mountain rebuck and just to take in some of the views. The fish came on the bite that afternoon, with Monty getting a nice bite, unfortunately losing the fish. That's when I decided to put the GoPro on again. Shout out to Chris Matthews for lending me his GoPro. Eventually, Aiden hooked up into his first trout.
Yeah. nice fish, Edwards. Yo, watch that rock. Want me to grab it to you?
Grab it, come on.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, dude!
Yes, son!
Oh, good.
You put up a fight, but Black Willy Burger. Thanks, Chris.
After Aiden landed his first trout, all the guys lined up in what we call Shad Bay and started pitching flies hoping for a bite. Finally, my turn came along and I hooked up into my first trout.
Nice fish, yeah. No! I can't understand how this fish, when you match the hatch, you get the right size hook, right size everything.
Is that him there?
Yep,
No,
that's him.
That's a flatty.
That's a flatty.
You sure?
I don't think it's a flatty.
Wouldn't it come out and water feeding on top?
I think maybe he's going for some emergers, or otherwise he's going for tadpoles.
Ooh. Not great.
Yeah, have a couple casts, yeah. I can't catch him, maybe you can catch him. Look there he is there. Yes. No, chaps. Why am I being stupid and walking in the water again? Yes, that is a trout. There you saw. I saw the fin there.
You know there's something wrong when the size of the head on the truck on the box is bigger than the truck.
Once again, we found ourselves around the fire. While Aiden and Chris Matthews cooked up some trout, we cooked up one of Chris Taylor's trout from Friday and Aiden's trout that he caught that day.
You can't, I mean you can, of course you can, but like, I don't know. Just go and drive around down like some bum down some road, park off and go and
pulls out and you just
fish the beach somewhere. Yes, dude, you gotta think twice.
Not in
Although not too many fish were caught, it was still a really memorable trip. Shout out to all the guys for coming along, and I hope you all enjoyed it just as much as I did.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of RK Fishing. Special thanks goes to all the guys who helped make this trip possible. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for some more content. Hope you all enjoy.